When baseball fans debate the greatest players of all time, certain names always come up. Babe Ruth, Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. But when the conversation turns to third base, no one stands alone. Like Mike Jack Schmidt, aka Iron Mike.
League in home runs. He also has 28 runs batted in. Batting average 270. Look out, there's a high fly, left field. Let's go going back. Back she goes, back. And it is on the catwalk. It's a home run. The south wind coming out of the south at 17 miles an hour helped it. And Mike Schmidt just got one of those wind-blown homers. And 3 runs are in for the Phillies.
Long drive to left field. He buried it. Way back. Out of here. Home run. Mike Schmidt puts the Phillies up 6-4. Oh, what a drive by Schmidt. Unbelievable.
Power, defense, longevity, leadership. Mike Schmidt didn't just dominate his era. He redefined what it meant to play third base in Major League Baseball. Today, we take a deep dive into the career of the man many consider the greatest third baseman in Major League Baseball history.
Mike Schmidt, average about 37 home runs a year the last 10 years. And he hits a high fly ball into deep center. Back goes Landro on the track at the wall, times the leap, and can't get it. Home run for Mike Schmidt. That's the 10th home run he's hit against Jerry Royce, and the Phillies have a 1-0 lead.
Born on September 27th, 1949, in Dayton, Ohio, Michael Jack Schmidt showed early signs of athletic greatness. He started high school in baseball, basketball, and football before focusing solely on the diamond. The Philadelphia Phillies selected Schmidt in the second round of the 1971 Major League Baseball draft, seeing raw power and defensive potential. But the transition to the majors wasn't easy. Early in his career, Schmidt struggled at the plate. Fans booed. Critics doubted. But behind the scenes, the talent was undeniable. And then everything clicked.
He rips it to left. It hits a foul ball. 2-run homer for Mike Schmidt. The Phillies lead 2-1.
By the mid-1970s, Mike Schmidt transformed into one of the most feared hitters in Major League Baseball. His swing was compact, but explosive. His glove work at third base was unmatched. Quick reactions, cannon arm, flawless footwork. And in 1974, Schmidt hit 36 home runs. And a year later, he led the National League again. This wasn't just power, it was dominance. While Iron Mike's home runs grabbed headlines, his defense set him apart. Third base is known as the hot corner, and Mike Schmidt owned third base. With his elite range and game-changing defense, Mike Schmidt earned 10 Gold Gloves over the course of his career. And many sluggers sacrificed defensive ability. However, Iron Mike refused to compromise it. He proved you could be elite on both sides of the ball. And he changed how the position was evaluated forever.
The grass dive. Up the middle. Schmidt just reached down and strokes the knuckler right up the pipe. And Mike's aboard.
Long drive to left field. He buried it. Way back. Out of here. Home run. Mike Schmidt puts the Phillies up 6-4. Oh, what a drive by Schmidt.
Mike Schmidt won 3 National League Most Valuable Player awards in 1980, 1981, and 1986. And at age 37 in 1986, he hit 37 home runs and drove in 119. one of the greatest late career seasons in Major League Baseball history. Over the course of his career, his accolades included 12 All-Star selections, 8 Silver Slugger awards. He was the National League home run leader 8 times. And simply put, Iron Mike owned the National League for over a decade.
Here's a pitch on the way to Schmidt, a very high fly ball to deep center field. Murphy going away back, out of here, home run. Mike Schmidt has just hit number 25, and the Phillies lead it 2-0.
And there's a drive into left center field. Baker going back and over, and this one is off the wall. It doesn't come back, so that allows Rose to keep on coming on a double by Mike Schmidt.
In 1980, the Philadelphia Phillies finally reached the mountaintop. And Mike Schmidt was the heart and soul of that championship team. His leadership, power, and defense guided the Phillies to their first World Series title in franchise history. And for the Phillies fans, Iron Mike wasn't just a star, he was the franchise. In 1987, Mike Schmidt retired with numbers that still define greatness. Over 17 years, all in a Phillies uniform, Mike Schmidt redefined power and defense at the hot corner. He ended with 548 home runs, 1,595 RBIs, had a career batting average of .267, 3 National League Most Valuable Player awards, 10 Gold Gloves, and 8 National League home run titles. And to this day, no third baseman has surpassed his combination of power, defense, and accolades. The standard was set, and it hasn't been matched even today.
The 3-0 pitch. Swing a long drive. There it is. Number 500. The career 500th home run for Michael Jack Schmidt. And the Phillies have regained the lead at Pittsburgh, 8-6. And the Phillies dugout comes swarming out to home plate.
On a summer's day in Cooperstown, New York in 1995, Mike Schmidt was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The cheers weren't just for a former player. They were for the standard. As Schmidt stepped to the podium for his induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, the crowd knew they were witnessing more than a ceremony. They were honoring the greatest third baseman the game has ever seen. Over 17 years, all in a Phillies uniform, Mike Schmidt redefined power and defense at the hot corner. 548 career home runs, 3 National League Most Valuable Player awards, 10 Gold Gloves, and 8 home run titles. And no third baseman before or since has matched that combination of elite offense and elite defense. Michael Jack Schmidt wasn't just hitting home runs, he was changing the game. From moonshots at Veterans Stadium to clutch postseason moments, including the Phillies' first World Series championship in 1980. Schmidt carried the weight of a franchise and a city, and he delivered. Standing in Cooperstown, Iron Mike reflected not just on the numbers, but on the journey, the failures, the pressure, the responsibility of wearing the same uniform every single season of his career. In an era of change, he became the face of consistency. For the city of Philadelphia, Mike Schmidt was more than a star. He was loyalty, he was excellence, and he was pride. As his plaque was unveiled, it told the story in bronze, but the legacy was already written in history. A player who mastered both sides of the game, a leader who embraced criticism and turned it into greatness, a legend whose name will forever echo through the halls and through baseball lore. Mike Schmidt didn't just earn his place in Cooperstown, he defined it.
Back in January, a friend of mine put this whole honor in perfect perspective for me. He said, "Mike, Do you realize what being in the Hall of Fame means? It means your life and your career have been immortalized. They'll be remembered forever. I said to him, does that mean I'm immortal? He said, no, Mike, it means your name is immortalized. There is a difference. When I thought of it in that way, I had a great new appreciation for the magnitude of this whole thing.
Michael Jack Schmidt's legacy and impact on the game of baseball is still felt even today. Iron Mike didn't just play third base, he elevated it. And every power-hitting third baseman who was followed, from Chipper Jones to Nolan Arenado and Manny Machado, all walk in the shadow of Mike Schmidt. He proved greatness isn't just about talent. It's about perseverance, accountability, and excellence.
My career began in my backyard when I was 3 years old. My grandmother Schmidt used to pitch me a tennis ball, and I'd whack it with a broomstick into the neighbor's yard. As I got older into organized baseball, in addition to driving me to games on the weekends, her thing was to tailor my uniforms, to tailor them so they just fit like her heroes, whose poster she had on her bedroom wall. Red second baseman Pete Rose. She passed away in 1980 before we won the World Series, but not before her hero and I became teammates and friends in 1979. I joined her and millions of baseball fans around the world in hoping that someday soon, someday very soon, Pete Rose will be standing right here.
When the conversation turns to the greatest third baseman in baseball history, the debate usually doesn't last very long because one man stands above the rest, Mike Schmidt. In a game built on tradition, Schmidt became a tradition himself. Excellence, consistency, and greatness rolled into one Hall of Fame career. And that's why decades later, his name still resonates, not just as a Phillies icon, but as one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. Thank you for watching Baseball Legends Chronicles. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Mike Schmidt's legendary career, hit that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and drop a comment below. Do you believe Mike Schmidt is the greatest third baseman of all time? Do you have a favorite Mike Schmidt moment? Let us know. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, keep celebrating the legends of the game, and as always, thanks for watching.